Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Golf Race Fuels Racing Zone presented by Stonebridge Specialty Insurance here at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo. We're also streaming live on TrackTune. We're going to talk about the Ontario Sportsman Series next with Maurizio Cochi, the General Manager, Adam Martin, Race Director, and rookie driver this coming season, Austin Seburn. So we'll start with Maurizio. What can people expect from the OSS for this season as far as things like schedule, drivers? What should people look forward to?
I think we should expect a great show. We're going to put on quite a consistent season. We have a schedule that's every 2 weeks. So I think the tracks that we go to are very unique and requires certain skills. So the our racers are going to be able to have an experience on different circuits. So I think that's going to give it a very unique show overall.
Yeah, definitely a mix of a lot of these heavy-hitting short tracks, starting off Delaware Speedway May 15th, full throttles on there, Flamborough, Sauble, Peterborough, so definitely quite the variety. I guess for Adam, from like a race director's perspective, what is it like, what would a typical race day for the OSS look like?
Well, first off, I mean, it's an exciting 2026 to begin with. We've got, more new teams, and so it'll pose its challenges along with its excitement. Usually race day is a fairly busy day from the race director side of things, and the general management starts from basically teching the cars and, proceeding from that point on. Overall, I mean, it's a pretty good series for being economical, and parity is pretty reasonable. My excitement is I see us having quite a few cars contending for wins every night, and so it's going to be an exciting 2026, as far as I'm concerned. It'll have its challenges, but it'll be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. We see some good crops of drivers every year. We know Connor James and Corey McAllister, for example, winning championships recently, and joining their two-speed Motorsports full this season is Austin Seburn. So you had your debut. You got a chance of a bit of a soft launch. I know you're a Jeff Gordon fan, and similar to how he started that last race of the 92 season, you started the finale at Sunset Speedway last fall, and a much bigger car than what you had raced previously. So what was that experience like?
I mean, I was nervous going into the race. Actually, I was scared. Luckily, I got conscience back and I got ready for the race. I was nervous to go out there, race with how many people there were, like 20, 21 cars. And I'm happy where I started. I got to start in the back, understand the car, learn it. And especially as a tough track like Sunset, it helped a lot to understand and how to drive the car, especially with tire rubber. Like, I haven't raced 100 laps ever in my career, so that helped. I had to learn how to, keep my tires good and all those things. So I want to say thank you to the two-speed team for letting me race at Sunset.
And now transitioning to full-time this season, what are you most looking forward to for 2026?
I'm excited for the Delaware event. I'm very excited for half a mile. Really just, again, I think this is everybody's goal, but to win a championship, especially to win some races.
So an interesting thing about this series, too, is they're all sort of old cast car sort of cars. So that's, a bit of a blast from the past, but they're also like that true stock car that we're used to seeing, kind of resembling what we see in NASCAR, for instance. So I guess for Maurizio and Adam, if you could sort of touch on, how would you describe the race cars in this series?
Well, literally, the cars themselves are everything that used to run in the cast car series, right up to current date. You're going to see, we used to call them Pindies, but NASCAR Canada chassis. The guys are looking to unload. They basically, for the most part, other than a few tweaks here and there, they basically take and put the 604 power plant and transmission, basically the drivetrain in, out that is like a crate engine package instead of the NASCAR spec engine, and you're basically ready to go racing. So it's what we're trying to adapt. So there's that used parts market, used bodies, all the things that can help keep racing series economical is kind of the pursuit. We have chassis from the, I'm going to say early 90s all the way up to current in the series, and I feel they're all very competitive. So I think it's pretty good.
And I guess even, I believe one of the drivers I spoke to last year, that they can even be road course cars converted for oval.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's guys that have converted road course cars into oval cars. I mean, because we don't do road courses, and I feel like that's just something would add an extra cost if we were to try and stuff like that. The other thing that is to remember is OSS is basically, for the most part, we run 100 laps. So you don't need a live crew to do tire changes and fuel ups in the middle of a race and all that stuff. It's all focused towards keeping it very economical. And so, guys come out, they do practice, qualifying, and run the race all in the same day. So cuts down on costs, what we're trying to do.
Yeah, can I add to that? The level of skill in drivers in our series is really as good as any series. Actually, they're top notch. We have champions like Travlin and Sean McGlenn, Connor James. He's kind of becoming a legend, So we have excellent racers. Hopefully, our new kid is going to do quite well. I have a lot of confidence in him because he's shown his maturity, his skills at the last race. So that's given us a good feeling, starting him out and let him perform. That's part of the game. We want people to really excel their skill, and that's what we're all about. OSS is as good as any series. I think the talent is top notch. It's about the best there is. I mean, there's so many good racers, and I think we've attracted many more this year because of what we're doing. Our program is good. Our every 2 weeks schedule is just a good flexibility, and it's just constant. And our series is well structured. So when we get to the racetrack, everybody knows what to do. I don't micromanage nobody. All my staff is really do a professional job. And I think there's the easiness of how you come in, and we're there to help you. I feel like we are more or less. We want to see everybody succeed. We want to put on a great show. That's what it's about. We're entertaining, and I try to explain to my racers, when you're there, you want to put on a show for the fans, get them excited, so that they want to come back, tell their friends. We want to build. People coming in the stands. That's my goal, is bring as many fans and put on a great show. That's what it's about. I love it. It's something exciting. We're going to have a really exciting year. Our talent is just incredible. We're going to have a lot of cars, plus the talent level and the shows that we're going to put on. I think the fans are going to be really excited.
Yeah, it's interesting you talked about that, all the level of talent and the variety in the field too. You have someone like Kevin Travlin, who's been around for years in this series, to someone like Austin Seburn, who's only entering his rookie year. So you have that mix of veterans and youth. And I guess even for you, Austin, racing with Corey McAllister, he's a veteran himself, one of those guys who's been around the sport for a while, and I know he has quite the personality too. So what have you learned working with Corey so far?
I mean, of course, the tire wear, as I already said. And he just puts it into simple words, especially for me, to understand how to drive the track. We raced when we raced at Sunset. He showed me some things, and he showed me how to drive it, and it really helped me. And he puts it into such simple terms, and his crew is just amazing. I can't ask for a better crew.
So, looking ahead as well to this season, where can people sort of find out more, I guess, from your guys' perspective about the series? Austin, for you as a driver, and we can start with Maurizio. Where can people find out more about the OSS?
Well, it's all on our website. I think that explains pretty well what we do. We're going to keep it very current and update. Plus, in general, just contact any of the racers. I'm easy to reach if somebody wants to find out more, or if we have someone wants to come into the series. Adam is available. We make it easy. Our theme is it's a we thing. We really work together. If any one of our racers needs help, we're there. I think everybody pitches in. It's quite unique. We're there to make sure that everybody can do well and put on a great show. That's what it's about.
I guess for us, where can people follow your racing?
You can follow my Instagram, Canadian_Hurricane. You can also follow my Facebook page, Canadian Hurricane. That's it.
And we have a couple minutes left here, so I guess the other thing, the general appeal to overview of why people should check out the OSS. What would you say to people who are thinking, okay, they're planning their racing calendar, trying to figure out what events, what tracks to go to? Why should they check out the OSS?
Well, first of all, it's 100-lap racing, and it gets very exciting. I don't think we've ever put on a bad show. Our racers somehow come through, and at the end, it gets exciting to see who finishes first, second, and third. The shows are great. What do you want to add to that, Adam?
Well, first and foremost, one of the things that I think that people need to look at is, just like the youngster we have sitting here with us today, you can be at any age bracket, and it's an entry level to the top level series that's affordable to come and play. And again, like Maurizio said, this is entirely based on the we thing. So we all work together as a group, as racers and as management. We try and work together to overcome, the hurdles that everybody faces. But for the most part, we go to the racetrack. We're a serious bunch of racers that are good friends, and that I think is something that's great to sell. Like I said, we have veterans. You have the Kevin Trevlins, you have the McLeans, you have these that not only are they there to be competitive, they're also there to mentor the younger generation to become that competitor at that level where, for the most part, we're preaching clean racing, hard racing. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to add that. Yeah, we encourage clean racing. I want to see clean passes. The banging and moving somebody out of the way, that doesn't exist in our series. If it happens, there's consequences. That's one thing. We don't want to run thinking about, I hate to say it, the NASCAR US. We love NASCAR. Our cars are NASCAR basically, but it's got to be clean. We want to show the talent of the racers. Anybody can move somebody out of the way, but it is a real skill to pass them clean, bring the car home without many scratches. Plus, our cars, the quality, if you look at them, they're amazing. I mean, I don't know.
Why wreck them, right?
Yeah, they're just beautiful cars. They're high quality. They put a lot of time into it, so we want to have some good racing, take them home, go to the next race, and get the fans excited about following us. And I think there is people following us from track to track. I noticed that. So, we hand out special posters so they can follow, track the racers, get the autographs. So it's quite interesting. Things are happening, and they're happening fast for the good things.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely a lot to check out starting May 15th, Delaware Speedway for the Ontario Sportsman Series. General Manager Maurizio Cochi, Race Director Adam Martin, and Rookie Racer Austin Seburn. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We'll
you,
see at the track.
and a big welcome to Austin Seburn for joining us in the OSS. I'm looking really forward to 2026 with you on board.
Thank you very much.